quick. Let folks come on in. Then we'll answer some questions real quick. I got visions of a chillin' in Morocco. Laid up in the middle like a scene at an arco. You know we playing records and we dance. And the scars on my face. Tell a story of my past mistakes. Ain't no glory what I pain when I'm straight. I love the horns, man. There's something about the horns, man. Lay down your sword and gun. Running back. Okay. In the book it say, you return to those that do you wrong. Your purest love. And it will heal them just as much as it heals you. This is true. And I live. Lay down your sword and gun. All right. I was chilling in Morocco, and now we are here. I just was coming on live in case anyone had any questions about the video that just played, about Taj Tariq Bey, Rise of the Moors, and why Moors are wrong. I saw some people that were expressing themselves and said they wanted to ask me some questions, so I said, let me make myself available for a little bit, so that anyone that had questions, please drop it in the comments, in the little chat box, and I'll get to it. One thing I do want to address is that I do remember a question that said, let me try to pull up the video. It said Rami is using Taj Tariq Bey as a scapegoat. Well, that wasn't a question, that was more like an accusation. But I wanted to address that because the video was absolutely not that at all. It was actually clarifying that Taj Tariq Bey himself said to not use him as a scapegoat, that he is not the leader or a savior of anybody. And to my knowledge, he's not a Moorish lawyer or a Moorish attorney, a Moorish consul or Moorish counsel, or any sort of Moorish American, Moorish legal representation, lawful representation for the Rise of the Moors group. That's what the video was about, or any of the people individually. If he is representing them, please show me the evidence where he said that or some sort of document that shows that. I'll gladly make the correction. But the point of that video was actually clarifying that Taj Tariq Bey isn't trying to be some savior and rush to the defense of the Rise of the Moors, and that we have to be... It's wrong to do that. It's wrong to try to put some type of responsibility onto someone that didn't ask for it and is not claiming that that's what they're there to do. He actually said himself that he's just he shares the information he researches, but that everyone must bear their own cross. So I don't know how they thought I was scapegoating Taj, but I wanted to address that. And then while we was jamming, I was trying to look for the line where that came from. Right now, I can't even find it. And in that song, "Chilling in Morocco," it's a line that I'm speaking in the second verse, and it actually comes from chapter 7 of the Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East, which says, "Return to him who does you wrong your purest love, and he will cease from doing wrong. For love will purify the heart of him who is beloved, as truly as it purifies the heart of him who loves." So it's just further emphasizing, you know, regardless of how people are treating us, what kind of evil, you know, wicked kind of plans they have for us, we gotta move in our higher self. We gotta move with love. That is the key. That is the way. I don't see any questions currently. If you have any questions, feel free, drop them in the chat or tap a friend. Go share this with the people that like to make comments and things in the chat box when it's not a live video. Ask them to come on and ask Rami the questions you got for him. I'm here. I'm not ducking. I'm not hiding. I'm right here. In the meantime, let me see if I can get some of those questions from the other chat. Let's see here. Yeah. Excuse me. A person said, "I guess you're going against Taj now because he's going against your narrative. This is sad." That's something I would like to clarify as well. This Moorish movement, Moorish Americans, we're not supposed to be riding with Moors or agreeing with Moors simply because we're Moors. That is not logical. It's not righteous. It's not what I'm about. Nor is it what Nobledry League was about or the Moorish movement is about. And so people that try to push that idea like you have to ride with Taj or you have to ride with the rise of the Moors and you need to support the rise of the Moors and whatever they're doing because they're Moors and you're a Moor. No, we have to support and we have to agree with and we have to ride for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We have to ride for uplifting fallen humanity. We have to ride for obeying the laws of the government. We have to agree and stand on the principles. We have to stop trying to side and run up and support people just because you like them, or just because they're Moors, or just because they have a certain information. That's out. You know what I mean? No more of that. With all due respect. Let's see. Oh, that was another thing that I wanted to address that I didn't address in the video. The Taj Tariq Bey said that what happened with the rise of the Moors was a false flag. He said that, right in the beginning, that what happened with the rise of the Moors, that's a false flag. Okay. What evidence, what factual evidence do we have to make that assertion and make that claim? That's a fair question, right? What proof do we have to substantiate that claim that what happened on July 3rd with the rise of the Moors militia group was indeed, in fact, a false flag operation? Do you have any evidence, any documentation, any proof to support the claim? If you don't, it's just an opinion. It's just what you feel about the situation. Much respect. You can feel however you want. But how you feel, your belief, my opinion, that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is the facts. And in particular, in regards to the rise of the Moors, for the people that support that group, I would like to think what's important is what information, what evidence do you have to help get them out of the situation that they're in if you support them in their actions. I don't feel, from my understanding of how the law works, I don't feel that Taj Tariq Bey's opinion or feelings or beliefs about what happened with the rise of the Moors is enough to get them free or get charges dismissed. So it's irresponsible and it's kind of foolish to try to use Taj Tariq Bey's opinions or beliefs or his feelings on the matter as some sort of claim as to why the rise of the Moors are innocent. It doesn't make sense. It's not. It doesn't. It's not lawful. There's no. It's no legality behind it. It's just your opinion, and you can have again. You can have your opinion on it. Feel however you want to feel. But let's deal with the facts. Let's deal with truth. Let's deal with the evidence. Ernest Bennett Jr. The topic is answering questions about all things Moorish. Right now I'm speaking about the previous video I just put out with the rise of the Moors, Taj Tariq Bey. But if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm here for that as well. Yo, how do I get a nationality card? I'm trying to get my nationality on paper to proclaim. Cloth Talk Champs. Unfortunately, at this time, based on my research and experience and all the evidence I've seen, the Moorish Science Temple of America is not operating in its proper capacity, meaning that we don't have a Supreme Grand Council that is active and running and functioning. The Supreme Grand Council is the entity, the committee within the organization that will help clarify how exactly to proclaim your nationality, how exactly to get your nationality card, and whether it'll be valid and that it'll be on paper and a legal change or a lawful change, if you will, or a lawful proclamation. So currently, because we don't have the active and a functioning Supreme Grand Council, there's many issues that we can't get clarity on yet because they have the authority and say so on how things should be done. They're in charge to control and supervise all of the affairs of the Moorish Science Temple of America, including the properties as well. Noble Newth Atum Shavik El. I got mine through the Great Seal. Respect to people that are part of the Great Seal organization. And this is no disrespect to you. Unfortunately, all of these splinter groups and organizations that have broken away from the Moorish Science Temple of America to try to do their own thing, the Great Seal, this Rise of the Moors militia group, the quote-unquote Canaan Land Moors group. It's a few others, but any of those groups that broke off and tried to do their own thing and issuing nationality cards through their organization, I understand maybe your intentions as well, and the efforts is, appreciated and respected, but it's in error. You can't do it your way. We got to follow in line with what Nobledry League established. He is the founder of the organization, the leader of the movement, a prophet, true and divine prophet. Now, if you don't believe or if you don't have faith that Nobledry League is a prophet, a true and divine prophet that was sent by our Creator specifically for us, for everybody, but specifically for so-called Negroes, blacks, and colors, if you don't believe that he's a prophet, that's fine. You have the right to do that. I am just asking that you make that known to anybody that you speak to. Yeah, I don't believe Nobledry League is a prophet. Yeah, I heard, he has some good stuff, but, I'm doing my own thing. Just make it clear to people that that's what you're on. You know what I mean? So that there's no confusion like we see with the rise of the Moors, where they use some of the terminology and identify themselves as a Grand Sheik, a title from the Moorish Science Temple of America, but then in the next breath say that they're not advocates for the Moorish Science Temple of America, they're their own organization. So just make sure that you make yourself distinct and separate from the Moorish Science Temple of America and the thing, the movement that Nobledry League founded. So that way, when you take your actions and your organization takes your actions, y'all actions, it will be known that this is some other group and they're doing their own thing. And people will be able to make the decision for themselves. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Noble Newth, for making it clear. I don't have faith in the Moorish Science Temple of America. Cool. You make it clear that you don't believe in what Nobledry League founded and created for us, and you go do your own thing. All respect, and good luck and well wishes on your journey. I hope it turns out well for you. For true Moorish Americans, however, for people that are truly interested in uplifting themselves and freeing themselves from economic slavery and proclaiming your nationality properly, I'm advising that you follow Nobledry League. Don't follow these other organizations and these other groups that don't have faith in what Nobledry League created, that don't have faith and aren't willing to have discipline and follow the example that Nobledry League laid down. Follow Nobledry League, not these other organizations. Let's see. Oops. Let me see about these questions here. I don't see any other questions. I'm trying to look at the video from earlier. I don't see any other questions in the chat. I think I got. Oh, one person did ask B Maverick 559 which video was that Taj was on. It's from the House of Reawakening Minds. I'm gonna drop the link so you can watch the full video for yourself. Yeah, I think that's all the questions really on that side. Let me see, is there any other questions back on this side? Man, it's so confusing. Let me clarify for you so it's not confusing, Cloth Talk Champs. Follow, study Nobledry Lee's teachings first. Nobledry Lee is the person who is considered a true and divine prophet. Not Jamal Latimer or Jamal Bey, not Taj Tariq Bey, not Abdullah, not Asir the Duke of Tears, not Red Pill, Blue Pill, not Sister Ananita L, not Alim Bey, not who are the other people that I'm thinking about? C. Freeman L, not the Clock of Destiny brothers. Not the dude in Canada Cujo, not Cujo. None of these people, not myself, none of these people that you watch on YouTube or you may see posts about on social media, none of these people are the true and divine prophets. So instead, first follow Nobledry Lee's teachings. First study everything that Nobledry Lee said, and then look and see what these other people are talking about. That's how you really get some clarity, and it'll help to clear up the confusion with this movement. And yeah, you can read, I'm going to drop the link in there for you. This is a cool link that you can use, man. Check that out, Cloth Talk Champs, when you get a chance. Hermetic.com/Moorish/index. Um, is the pamphlet official proclamation of a real Moorish American nationality a qualified read? I'm not sure what that is, Ernest Bennett Jr. Um, Noble Newth Atune. I probably should have said ask sincere question, but let me answer the question. We shouldn't listen to you either, then, right? It's your opinion. You do whatever you choose. I'm saying before you listen to any of my videos, any more of the videos, before you go watching what I'm saying or what I believe, first go study what Nobledry League said. Why? Because I'm not Nobledry League. I'm not the true and divine prophet that founded the Moorish Science Temple of America and created this Moorish movement. He's the person we're supposed to be following. Now, unfortunately, you have people like Noble Newth and like Cujo and like Jamal and like so many others that think they know better than Nobledry League. And so they think they can do things their way as opposed to following what Nobledry League said. And that is why we have so many problems with this movement. Our people, or so-called black people, so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans in particular, are extremely, um, I see it's difficult for us to get in line and play our role, play our position. Everybody want to get in the lead position. I want to do it my way. Come on, dog. Come on, man. As opposed to following what Nobledry League said. He already walked the path. All we got to do is follow along. Yeah, the Holy Quran Circle 7, Cloth Talk Champs. That's a great place. That is a great place to start for you to study. The Holy Quran Circle 7. Mine looks like this. It's actually a reproduction of the 1926 version, back when it was called the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. But study the Quran Circle 7 or the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Great place to start. Why does Sabir Bey thank you? No, no. I'm not sure what that means. How can two people walk the same path? How can two people walk the same path? Walk side by side? I don't know. Okay. Okay, mister. Was there any other questions, though? Any other questions in regards to the previous video, Taj Tariq Bey, Rise of the Moors, and why Moors are wrong, about Moorish Americans, about the Moorish Science Temple of America, about Nobledry League? Do you have any questions about what Moors should be doing? Yeah, Cloth Talk Champs. I have a IG, but I don't have one for the this channel. It's just more of a personal one. But no other questions, huh? But he didn't make Moors. I wasn't talking about anyone making Moors. So I'm not sure what you meant by that. I think that might be. Might be it. Any other questions now? You know, because it's real interesting. I find it kind of humorous, really, in certain videos when I'm not live. And I'll see a lot of people in the chat, in the description, in the chat box or in the comment section, talking real crazy and making accusations and things like that. But when I'm live and I'm here to actually respond to questions and things, strangely enough, they're quiet. Especially for somebody, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. Um, on that note, I think I will read a little something from the Quran since we're speaking about Nobledry League and his teachings. Um, actually, before I get to the Quran, I'll go to the Moorish literature and the Moorish God, and I'll read something right there, especially about the topic we was reading or talking about earlier. For example, from Nobledry League, if the Europeans and other nations are helping me, why not you? It is your problem. The Negro problem is being solved only as it can, and that is by the Moorish national and divine movement. If you have a nation, you must have a free national name in order to be recognized by this nation as an American citizen, not a citizen of a Mexim, not a citizen of the Moroccan Empire, not a citizen of the Moorish Empire, um, not a citizen of Moorish America. Is there any other ones? Not a citizen of Canaan land, an American citizen. This is what it is meant when it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you by the prophet. In another place where Nobledry League mentions American citizen, it is the great God Allah alone that guides the destiny of this divine and national movement. I know all true American citizens are identified by national descent names to answer and apply to the free national constitution of this national republic of the United States of America. The United States of America, not the Moorish Empire. We're not foreign nationals, American citizens. Excuse me. That is why I'm calling on all true national citizens to help me morally and financially in my great work I am doing to help this national government. 1 second. Nobledry League, I tell you, man. Okay. William Brown. You know what? Man. And you know what? Actually, well, I'm gonna say that right now. But William Brown, you can email me at iamhhtemple@gmail.com. Once again, iamhhtemple@gmail.com. Oh, thank you. See, this is exactly the. I appreciate you expressing this, Mr. Darren L. This is a great example of the issue we have right now. No such thing as an American citizen. Okay. I just read from several different places where Nobledry League, true and divine prophet, refers to Moorish Americans, refers to us as American citizens. Let me read it. Let me read one more since while we on the topic. Excuse me. One second. Here we go. Inspired by the lofty teachings of the Quran, we have it as the revealed word of God Allah. We shall foster the principles of its teachings among our members. This is our religious privilege as American citizens, under the laws of one of the greatest documents of all time, the American Constitution, also referred to as the Constitution for the United States of America. So, right now, in real time, there's someone in the chat with a Moorish name, a name tag, anyways, Darren L., that literally just said there's no such thing as an American citizen after hearing me read a quote from Nobledry League identify Moorish Americans as American citizens. And this is exactly and precisely why I say to study Nobledry League first before you listen to and study from all of these different people. Because just like Darren L. is on here saying whatever he feels and opinion, there's other people that are out there and online and on these social media outlets that are expressing their opinions and their beliefs and their feelings about something, but they are not correct. They're misinformed or uninformed. They don't know what they're talking about. But if you don't get a good foundation, you can get misled. There are people that are real crafty, real tricky, real sly and slick with the words. And they know some of the information and they'll mix some of the truth with that falsehood. Oh man, they real good with the game and the hustles and the schemes and the finessing. You got to be careful of that because it's out there. I don't want you, whoever's watching this, you coming into this or you trying to understand about Moors, understand there are people with fezzes and turbans and people that say Islam and praise Allah and honest to Nobledry League, and they are there to try to finesse and scheme people, to take advantage and manipulate people and exploit people for their own gain. Understand, yes, we have those kinds of problems in the Moorish movement, just like any other movement that you see out here. So we have to be mindful of that. Cloth Talk Champs, how do I use my birth certificate for money? Is that really true? I have no idea. That is not anything that Moorish Americans are about. Trying to use your birth certificate and or get out of paying taxes or any of those little tricks and to try to get around and exploit the government or exploit laws, things like that. Moorish Americans are not about that. Okay. And I think I'm gonna end it right there because I don't see any other questions really. I appreciate the questions that I did receive. Thank you for watching. Again, can't stress this enough. Study Nobledry League. Study the teachings and the lessons and the information. Anything that he put forth, study it with a fine-tooth comb. Read it 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Cross-reference, look up other texts to verify and validate what's being said, and then start working your way in terms of listening to other people and studying other information about Moorish science and this Moorish movement. But I urge you to start with Nobledry League as your foundation. Otherwise, you may end up being misled, or worse. There are some people out there that are trying to radicalize and turn Moorish Americans, turn Moorish people into radical extremists. And there are certain people that are trying to make this movement about going to war or going against governments and police and different agencies, and that's not what Moorish Americans are about. So be very careful about who you're associating with, who you're listening to. If you hear anybody that is trying to incite violence, that are trying to get you to be aggressive or hostile towards government agencies, police, anything like that, understand that's not what Moorish Americans are about. I humbly suggest you get up out of there, get as far away from that group and those individuals as you possibly can, because they're headed down a road that you don't want to follow with them. You feel me? Yeah. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Keep shining. Study Nobledry League. And most importantly, love instead of hate. Love is the key. Love is the way. Thank you very much. Have a great day.